working with partners who help build the hardware, working with the software developers, working with the retailers. The program around this thing is really quite phenomenal. But the box itself is another thing that we put a lot of energy into. So you may have been wondering what this draped device was here. This is the Xbox. And so for the first time, let me now unveil Xbox.
Microsoft burst out of the gates with the original Xbox, boasting significantly more powerful hardware than its competition, along with support for online gaming. The platform was brimming with a bunch of varied releases that broke new ground in more ways than one, and this feature will run down 15 of the best Xbox games of all time. Halo 2.
Get tactical, Marines!
Master Chief, get aboard that carrier.
The original Halo was a driving force in creating a substantial market share against Sony and Nintendo, and expectations for the sequel were naturally high. Halo 2 delivered upon those expectations in spades, combining an adrenaline-pumping story with a comprehensive suite of multiplayer options, making for an experience that keeps you hooked and doesn't let go. Hundreds of thousands of fans would have fond memories of duking it out against friends, and Halo 2 might just be the defining Xbox experience for a majority of those fans. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty was a game that was way ahead of its time, be it the layered story that is brimming with numerous subplots and meta-narratives, or the action stealth gameplay, or even the memorable boss fights. It's a sequel that improves upon the original in almost every conceivable way, and Metal Gear Solid 2 is a game that surprisingly holds up well to this date, making it one of the best games available on the platform. Psychonauts. Psychonauts is easily one of the most creatively charged games on the Xbox, which is why it stands out amongst the barrage of other platformers on the console. Raz's journey of becoming a Psychonaut takes you through plenty of detailed platforming jungle gyms based on the twisted psyches of individuals, and each of these levels is brimming with detail and little vignettes tucked in its darkest corners. There are definitely some rough edges here and there, but Psychonauts manages to win hearts through its excellent capability of addressing serious topics like mental health in an easy-to-digest package without resorting to plain mockery. Burnout 3 Takedown. Criterion Games was already doing some great work with the Burnout series, but it was Burnout 3 when the team perfected that craft to the point of sheer brilliance. Released back in 2004, Burnout 3 Takedown can still put many modern racers to shame with its excellent game feel and adrenaline-pumping gameplay loop of racing blazing fast speeds and ramming into opponents in the most brutal ways possible. In addition to a meaty single-player campaign, Burnout 3 also provides multiplayer options that could be enjoyed through Xbox Live, rounding out this amazing racer. GTA San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was Rockstar's magnum opus during the Xbox generation, and it's a game that will stay with you long after the credits roll.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s.
Set against a huge open world spanning multiple cities, San Andreas provides a wide open playground where you can craft your fun in all sorts of different ways. Add to that an engaging story that also acts as a satire on gang culture along with memorable missions, and San Andreas easily tops the charts as one of the best open world games of its generation. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath takes what was originally a platformer and turns it into a first-person shooter that is oozing with charm and creativity. The translation feels effortless, beautifully bringing the elements of the series into a new realm. Stranger's Wrath impresses with its gameplay variety, making it a consistently thrilling experience through and through. Ninja Gaiden. Team Ninja brought back the NES classic Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox with its 2004 release, and it's safe to say that this was a bombastic reimagining that breaks new ground while staying true to its roots. Ninja Gaiden's brand of action might seem familiar to a regular hack and slash fan on the surface, but those who have gone through its brutal trials and tribulations would say that it is one of the most methodic combat systems that dares you to master its nuances if you wish to overcome its toughest challenges. And it's a must-play for anyone who likes difficult experiences. Dead or Alive 3. Talking about all games Team Ninja, we have Dead or Alive 3, which came out in 2001. The game serves as a great showcase for the graphical grunt of Xbox, and the graphical leap over its predecessors really can't be understated. Not only that, but Dead or Alive 3 polishes the fighting mechanics by a significant margin, which makes it one of the best fighting games that you can experience on Microsoft's debut console. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction was a game that was very much a product of its time, be it the focus on destructibility, the occasionally wacky story, or even the flexibility afforded with its open-ended gameplay mechanics. The game lets players wreak havoc on military outposts in whatever way they see fit, and the stories of mayhem that stem from your personal experiences truly make Mercenaries a playground of destruction. Shenmue 2. The original Shenmue featured a very particular take on an open world, and the sequel refines those concepts to a further degree, which makes it a lot more polished experience than what came before it. Shenmue 2 features numerous improvements to not only the visuals but also the fighting and story elements. And while the slow-paced nature might not be appealing to everyone, those who do jive with its brand of gameplay would find a lot to adore. MechAssault. Developed by Day One Studios, MechAssault made for some great mech fighting memories, thanks to a strong combat loop that never fails to keep adrenaline levels high throughout. MechAssault had a decent offering of single-player content, but it was the online mode that made heads turn with its innovations and the sheer variety of game modes on offer. Max Payne 2: The Fall of Max Payne.
Cleaners ahead and to the left, guarding Corcoran's door at the opposite end of the hall.
Walk across the room, slow, taking it. Pain, get it!
The original Max Payne was a game that coalesced the thrill of action movies along with a grim story, brought to life through some unique writing. Max Payne 2 took what worked in the original and amped it up to 11 with a tale that combines a love story with a never-ending rabbit hole of conspiracies and plot twists. The shooting was also improved by a significant margin, making enemy encounters a lot more interesting than before. Hitman Blood Money. Hitman Blood Money represents the series at its absolute peak during the Xbox generation, and it's a game that will keep you coming back for more time and time again. Blood Money's suite of levels is not just aesthetically striking, but is a complex playground of possibilities where players are encouraged and engaged to alter these systems to achieve their goals. Between this and a largely engaging narrative with unexpected plot twists, Blood Money is a game that's hard to get into, but even harder to put down once you do get the hang of it. Conquer Live and Reloaded. Conker's Bad Fur Day was a game that was well outside Rare's comfort zone of developing family-friendly platformers throughout the N64 generation, and Conker Live and Reloaded is a reimagining of that experience for the original Xbox. It tends to be a divisive game due to certain artistic choices, but there's little doubt that Conker Live and Reloaded is a platformer that will keep you entertained with its sarcastic writing and surprisingly dark tone throughout its run. Project Gotham Racing 2. Long before Forza Motorsport and Horizon were the defining racing games on Xbox, there was Project Gotham Racing. Released in 2003, Project Gotham Racing 2 provided a significant bump over its predecessors, in all aspects, right from the vehicle roster to the racing mechanics and the maps. In addition to a healthy serving of single-player content, Project Gotham Racing 2 also features online functionality where you can duke it out against friends through Xbox Live.